All right, welcome back, Computer Studies 10. I'm having a lot of fun doing this project again. I hope you are too. I find it really fun to make characters that I have seen in video games and I've played and love and think is, something that is a professional piece of art and gaming and make it come alive with my own code. I've played as Ryu many times when playing Street Fighter, and it's really fun to see it, appreciate it frame by frame, and also get to be a part of making it come alive. So that's a joy for me. I hope you're enjoying it too. And if you're struggling or confused at all, don't hesitate to call me over for help. So here we go. We're gonna make Ryu go through his walk cycle. Whatever character you have, hopefully you have a walk cycle. If you don't, no problem. We can figure that out together. What you should use. Hopefully, you have a walk cycle. That just makes things a lot easier. So let's do it. I'm gonna make it walk when I press the left key or the right key. He's facing to the right now, and you can see I only have like the right walking. So I will just use that. And let's just do a quick count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 altogether. Awkwardly named. I wish I didn't call it Ryu walking and then 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's okay. No big deal. So I'm going to pull a trigger out. Now, just so you know, I'm not going to use the change X and change Y just yet for movement. We're going to do that a little bit later. I just want to get the costumes working for now. You might be tempted to put it in, but I say resist that temptation because there's a way that we're going to do it in the future that maybe won't be 100% obvious to you, and you might have to do some work to undo it. It won't be a big deal either way, but I recommend just getting the costumes working and figuring out the other stuff later. Okay, so we got our idle action. Now what we want to do is build the walk action. Let's go to events. I'm just going to have, when I press the right key, right arrow. If you want to use WASD, no problem. Whatever keys you want is fine. And then, so what happens when I press the right arrow? Well, the first thing is I'm going to set action to walking. The reason why is because I want to interrupt my idle action or other interruptible actions for that matter. So I want to immediately be like, boom, you're now walking, and that'll turn off the access from the idle script to the costume list, and it'll then allow me to start doing my other changes over here. So what I'm going to do is I can basically copy and paste. I don't need to get the outer if, I don't think. I think I just need to get this if here. I'm just going to copy it. All I got to do is now change this to be walking. And this is going to repeat 4 times because there's a total of 5 animations. So when I press the right arrow, I'm going to switch into this walking. So let's see. So if I press green flag, I'm idling, and then I press the right arrow, and I forgot. It didn't work. You know why? Because action equals idle is the wrong thing here. I have to type in walking now. And I should probably make this a right walking. So I'm going to change this to walking right. And maybe to save myself, I'll just type it in full. I was going to say I'll save myself some time by making it a shortcut like WR or something like that. But honestly, making your code readable is more important than making your code easy to type in. With that said, it's possible you could type these in incorrectly. So, just be careful you're typing the same thing each time. Okay, now we got this. Okay, so let's go. So go. So now the character is Bobbin, and I press right, and it immediately interrupts and goes into that action. When I let go, it doesn't go back to idle, however, but that's okay. We can fix that. So we'll come back to fix that. We're gonna do the same thing with the left arrow, but notice that we don't have left-facing costumes. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna switch the character to be not rotate, but face left, right. It looks like I've already done that. So you might want to just switch the rotation style to face left, right instead of rotate. So you can just click on that there to make that happen. And then I will basically add in just a point in direction. Point in direction 90 for this character. And then for the left arrow, it'll bother me that the left is going to be on the right, so I'm going to just swap these over. I'm going to basically change a couple things. I'm going to change this to left. I'm going to change this to walking left. And oh, I'm going to change this direction to be facing this way instead. Okay. Walking left. Okay, so there we go. That's all I really had to do. So now if I press the arrow, I go through the walking cycle. If I press this arrow, I go with that walking cycle. And notice that I can like quickly like switch between the two. They will interrupt each other because as soon as I set action to walking right, this can't work anymore. So that's good. Okay, so we have our two scripts for walking left and walking right. It's looking pretty good. And notice how easy it was to just copy and paste from one script to the next. That's great. That makes life so much easier, and I hope that you're appreciating that and enjoying that. All right, so now what do we do? Well, our character doesn't go back to idle. That's kind of weird, right? So we're going to put that in now as our final thing for this video. We're just going to set it so that if we aren't pressing the keys, like left and right, then we'll just automatically go back to idle. So that'll be good. I'm wondering if I could stick it in this loop, but I think I will put it in a separate loop for now. And then we can think about kind of combining. I think it's good to combine as loops as much as possible. I just want to duplicate this and I'm just going to gut it. I just want the forever if. And then what I want to say is basically if I'm not pressing left or right keys. So if I'm not pressing left and I'm not pressing right, I use and. Yeah, I should double check. There's probably a more efficient way to write this. I think using a not and then an or inside of the not actually makes this work. I'll have to look up my Boolean logic tables a little bit better. But I think this will be, at least it'll work fine. And we can have another video where we condense it a bit. But what we're going to say is if we're not pressing the left key, oh, I said right key apparently, or the left key. And this list will grow as we add in other commands. There we go. If we're not pressing right and we're not pressing left, then what we want to do is switch back to pressing to idle action. So I will just set action to idle. And that's what will make the character kind of snap back to the idle action. So this will be running. I'm going to press the green flag. So I'll press right. It immediately interrupts it. I let go, and it immediately snaps back to idle. Yes, it works. Left key, let go, snaps back. I can do my best to mess this up, and it will never glitch. Like it never has a problem. In some ways, I almost wish if I was a more cruel teacher, I would have had you do this without any help and just see what happens, and you would come up with a lot of glitches possibly if you didn't know how to do it this way. It really makes you appreciate that this worked flawlessly out the gates. I don't know if that would be a mean thing to do or not, but that's the story. Okay, so there we go. That's our scripts. I'll just go through them again. Here's our idle script that's always waiting for action to get set back to idle, and then it will just immediately go through these costumes. Here's my left and right movement scripts. They're very similar, but a little bit different. And as soon as I press a key, they set their action variable to a particular one and interrupts. Works very nicely. And then, to get the script to go back to idle when we're not pressing keys, we have this one right here, and that works nicely. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having fun with this, with your character. I'm having a blast, and we'll see you. Please ask so many questions. I can't wait to answer your questions. Okay, thanks, everybody.